Technology has come a long way. Improvements in travel, transportation, communication, and advancements in the medical field have improved people's lives tremendously for years. In fact, it's been advancing at such a rapid speed that in 50 years from now, I can almost guarantee that many of the technology we use today will seem completely outdated. For example, fax machines. I've never used a fax machine my entire life, so I see it as a printer in your house that only others can use.
It's pretty fascinating how much you depend on modern technology on a regular basis. We have an alarm clock to wake us up in the morning. We use a car to commute to work or school. We rely on GPS so we don't get lost. We use phones to talk to our family and friends long distance or even have pizza delivered to our door. We rely so much on technology that it's pretty hard to imagine our world without it.
They say the average American spends 5 years of their life in a car. Now at first, it seems kind of depressing knowing that you just wasted 5 whole years, but you're not really wasting it. When you think about it, how else are you supposed to commute to work or school or practically anywhere?
I rely on technology every day. Applications. I use Pandora, iHeartRadio, 2 of the biggest hitting music programs out there right now. Listen to music when I want to have fun, just listen to some country music, rock music, all I want to listen to. The computer, great resource, the internet especially.
Technology, of course, is very important. I rely on technology at work immensely. I do my attendance at work on a computer with a computer program. I do my grades on a separate computer program called School Loop, which is a very powerful grade program that's the students can access and the teachers can access, and it's all on the internet, upline. Accessible on the internet. I submit my grades. It articulates with another program, or the grades I do on my grade program are submitted into the official school program. I use an LCD projector to show my lesson plans to the student every single day.
Just getting on the internet, talking on my phone, we use technology a lot nowadays, if you really think about it.
I can talk to my friends when I'm not in them, like texting, but online. Can get in touch with family members or send emails if you need important information done. You can create presentations.
90% of the time, homework-wise and entertainment-wise.
Daily, like if it's just to talk to friends about important things or turn in assignments like School Loop, that way you can turn in homework or talk to your teachers, see your grades, just all that kind of stuff.
And this is just at my work. At home, I use technology as far as just mainly as entertainment. I use the computer to surf the web and Facebook and all the stuff, photos, upload those. My wife and I do photo books. One of my primary hobbies is genealogy. I've got an Ancestry.com. I'll use the computer to access documents from Australia, Ireland, England. Without having a computer, I'd actually have to fly there and spend thousands of dollars, and I could never even do my primary hobby.
When I was younger, around 5 or 6, your phone was either in your house, the home phone, or you had like maybe a pager, flip phone, something like that. Nowadays, you see these 5-year-old kids and you're like, man, when I was young, I was lucky to have one of those play phones that were like boop, 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 boop. And these kids have iPhones nowadays, full service, it's like, it's crazy. It's evolving so fast that it's unbelievable, honestly.
Pretty weird because now I have a 360 with Connect mic and it does what I say. Back then, to where if you said something to your Nintendo 64, it wouldn't really do anything.
It used to be like flip phones, it was VCRs, and TVs were actually fat back then. Now they're skinny and they're smart and they have internet access and everything.
It's funny because I've had this discussion a lot with my students, and especially now that I'm the broadcast media teacher. Of course, I'm 45 years old. I remember technology changing over and over and over again in the course of my life. I remember when the first person on my street got cable TV. Up until then, you had to use an antenna. I remember when televisions were black and white. I remember if you wanted to change the channel on a TV, you had to get up, walk across the room, and flip this knob. Now we all have a remote. I remember seeing my very first microwave. Up until I saw and purchased my first microwave, if you wanted popcorn, you had to cook it on the stove in like this tin foil. I've seen it over and over again as far as technology. And these are just real simple things. Microwaves and televisions, computers. I've thought about this a lot. The most important technological advancement and change that I have seen in my lifetime is the internet itself. It has changed everything. The way we work, the way we live, the way we interact with our family and friends. I personally have not written a letter in 25 years since the invention of the internet. Up until then, I used to have to handwrite letters to Australia. Par avion would be the letter that it came in, and not anymore.
Floating chairs and the ability to just do nothing.
Possibly just their phones, because if you go to stores or whatnot, you'll see that there's no more cameras being sold because of the camera quality in a phone. They're not going to be able to use computers as much. Tablets are going to be gone quick, or they're going to use tablets too as phones, and probably TVs are going to become computers.
That's a really good question, because I watch like fairly a good amount of TV. It's not always cartoons and stuff like that, and the occasional cartoon, but I watch mostly like Discovery Channel and History Channel. I seen a program the other day about this new suit that they have for like military purposes, and they're going to be advancing it out. It's in a beta stage. It goes on you. It's this big bulky suit with wires, and it allows you to pick up 200, 300 times the normal weight.
Scanners that like scan real life things and duplicate them, like just kind of like a cloning device just for items. And possibly we could also do like the TV show where it's like robots, android things, and they're like police officers. So instead of getting people that actually get shot and killed, you can send them in and stop all that, so no one gets hurt.
He just went one guy and moved it and walked it over there. Had to be 600 pounds, 700 pounds, more than most people can carry.
Of course, being who I am, I do think a lot about that, and I've got some crazy ideas. Some of my crazy ideas about technology in the future is I definitely think we'll all have our own personal drone, and it's going to be a little pocket robot that we keep almost on like a leash, and it'll be able to do things for us. For example, we'll launch it and find out, say for instance you're in a traffic jam. You'll launch your little drone down the street to find out what exactly is the holdup of your traffic jam. You could send your drone to get help if you've fallen down or hurt yourself. I think as far as like a home protection system, instead of having a guard dog, you'll have a drone that circles your house at night, watching your premises, as well as a security camera. I think that, I know Amazon and Domino's and a couple pizza places have talked about this lately, but I think drone deliveries are an awesome idea, a fantastic idea, and I think it's great. I mean, we'll reduce traffic. And I think that if we do have a drone delivery system, so say for instance I want my Chinese food on Friday night, the drone is going to have a drone landing platform. And every home in the near future, if this technology goes down, will have a drone landing platform, preferably probably built on your garage, and it'll have to have a little ladder to it. The drone will come down and land, drop off the item, you'll be able to walk up and get it, and then the drone will fly away.
I feel that nowadays, people are more creative and open to ideas of how technology can improve even more. Although I'm sure there's still people out there who would shoot down an idea and call it stupid, much like people were for the Wright brothers, or the idea of man in space, or walking on the moon. In fact, there's already a new smartphone battery being funded by Bill Gates, which runs on human urine. Yeah, it sounds pretty nasty, but it's making electricity out of something we practically get rid of anyways. It'll also make technology happen in many areas which couldn't sustain it before.